Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, aka the Bod Father. Happy Halloween, you little ghouls and goblins that are out there. And I hope you get your candy and I hope you're watching horror movies. But today I have an awesome, and it's an honor to have this gentleman on the show. He is from the epic show, The Walking Dead. He is none other than T-Dog himself, Mr. Irone Singleton. Irone, how are you doing, my friend?
I am considering that I'm a zombie now. I'm back from the dead as a walker, but everything is great, Brother John. How are you? How's everybody doing? It's a pleasure being on the show. Thank you for having me, sir.
You're quite welcome, my friend. And you know what? Yeah, I'm shocked that they got rid of you. I was like, no, anybody else but T-Dog. Come on, this is... Oh.
Well, some people have to die on the show because it's called The Walking Dead, so it wouldn't be too exciting watching a show where that's called The Walking Dead and nobody dies on there. So it was, somebody has to go, and unfortunately it was T-Dog's time. So, yeah. But it was a great ride. It was a great experience, the best time of my career, so I wouldn't do it any differently, John.
What was your expectations, Irone, when you was casted as T-Dog for this show at the beginning?
My expectation was that I would be dead in episode 3. I figured my character would die then because Frank Darabont, the creator of the television show and the showrunner at that time, he told me that T-Dog would be on for 2, maybe 3 episodes. So I said at most I would probably last until episode 4 of season 1. And once I got through episode 4 and we were on our way to the CDC en route, and I was like, wow, I'm still alive. And then when we got to the CDC, I said, oh, this is how it's going to happen. T-Dog's going to get blown up in the CDC. And I read through that script and jumped to the back, actually, and I was like, nope, I survived the CDC. So it was a true blessing.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I would say all you guys are on pins and needle going, okay, let's go to the back. Am I alive?
Well, the auxiliary character, so to speak, and I know that I don't think that Rick, Andrew Lincoln, I don't think that Shane, played beautifully by John Bernthal, played beautifully by Andrew Lincoln, by the way, and also Chandler, who's Chandler Riggs, who plays Carl, and those main characters at the beginning of season 1, Sarah Wayne Callies, who played Lori so beautifully, and Andrea, Lori Holden. I don't think they felt that they were going to die during season 1, not so soon, but characters like T-Dog, Carol, what was Carol's husband's name? Ed. Yeah. All of those guys. Well, Jeffrey DeMunn also, who played Dale, I don't think he figured he was going to die during the first season either. But the auxiliary characters felt like we probably could go at any time.
Was it hard filming your parts for the show?
My parts, oh yeah, I did my own stunts, and we were talking about it before you started recording. We were talking about football and everything. I think that really prepared me to do those physical scenes in The Walking Dead because I played, not only did I attend the University of Georgia and graduate from there, but I played football at the University of Georgia. So I went through many tour days and lots of contact out there in between the hedges. So I was pretty much ready and equipped to handle that the physicality that was required in the show.
Do you wish your character had been pushed out more before they killed him off? Was that something you had hopes for?
Oh yeah, I think as any actor is like, the more the better. But again, I've said in several interviews, it wasn't the T-Dog show. It was The Walking Dead, and T-Dog wasn't even a character in the comics. So I was just so grateful and thankful to just have been a part of something so amazing. So always you're like, man, I would love to be more, to have more to say, more to do. But again, it just doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen. I wasn't one of the main characters. I wasn't Rick. I wasn't, I wasn't Shane or anything. But at the end of the day, it was just a true blessing.
I think Shane, played by John Bartholomew, played his part right because a lot of us didn't like his character.
What did you say? A lot of you didn't?
No.
But I'll tell you this though, John, we were in Kentucky, I think, and it was Louisville.
Really?
And a woman came up and she had a tattoo of Bernthal's face, or I should say Shane, on her leg, on her calf muscle.
Wow.
So I don't know. Maybe he probably had a lot of haters out there, but he definitely had a lot of fanatics out there, people that really loved him. She had him painted or tattooed on her calf. And then I think somebody probably had a tattoo of him on her breast. I know somebody else had his number. You remember the chain that he wore, 22?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody had that tattooed on their arm, I think. And so he had a lot of fans out there, and I thought he played the part beautifully. He's so totally opposite the character he played on TV, Bernthal is, that is. Yeah. So he's a great guy with a great sense of humor, and he did his thing.
Iron, what did T-Dog actually bring to this group and bring to this show?
I would have to say, you know, along with other castmates, but I think that his integrity, his backbone, willing to stand for something, and it was evident when, you know, when in season 3, when Rick and Daryl wanted to go ahead and take out Axel and who was played by Lou Temple, right, and Oscar played beautifully by Vincent Ward, and I just said, no, just bring them in the fold. You know, let's go ahead and there's power in numbers. Why do we want to go ahead and kick them out when you know they're two able bodies that could help us, you know, kind of protect the prison or what have you. Mm-hmm. So he had a backbone. He spoke up when he felt it necessary, but at the same time, he knew when to speak up. There were battles that, you know, that he didn't need to partake in. Like, there were times when it was like, you know, it's just not necessary to speak up. And that's what I really appreciated about T-Dog, and I think that's what he brought to the table. And just a helping hand. Whatever needed to be done, then T-Dog would be there, you know, to help out in any way he could.
Plus, Big Tiny, Theodore Crane was in it, too, with you guys in that scene.
Yeah, Big Tiny. Theodore, so you've talked to him? You've met him?
I have met him, and he is an awesome guy. Really awesome.
He's a big old lovable teddy bear, right? He's a great guy. Great sense of humor also. Yeah, he was there, and it didn't take them long to be on the set before we had our bonding session. All of those guys were really cool. Yeah. Nick, you know, who played the one that Rick split open. I can't remember that character's name, but we had Theodore Crane, we had Oscar and Axel, the four of them, and Andrew, by the way, the one that opened the gate. When he opened the gate, let all the zombies in. And the one that subsequently bit T-Dog on the net. Remember?
Yep.
Yeah.
That big blooming idiot.
Yeah.
Is there a favorite scene from The Walking Dead for you, if any?
I love the whole show. It's my favorite show, and it's pretty much probably the only drama I watch these days on television. Just because I barely have any time, but I tend to tune in religiously to watch that every Sunday. And if I'm not able to, then I record it. I DVR it. So I love the whole show, and especially everything from seasons 1 through 3. Because I was there, and it has more of a personal meaning to me. But if I had to point out any scenes in particular, John, I would have to say, you know, from each season, I would have to say from season 1 was episode 2, which was when we were first discovered on the rooftop in the store, because that was our first week of working. It was probably like our first day, and we had all just met, and we were all just excited and happy to have another job. It was like, all right. And that whole bonding session is really cool when you get to meet other actors and you try to figure out how you're going to shape the character. So it was all fresh and new, and it was so very exciting. So I say for that reason. Then episode 4 with the Vatos. Do you remember that?
Yep, sure do.
Episode 4, because there was so much action. So, you know, I love my action. I get into my little drama and all the monologues and soliloquies and all that stuff, but I really can appreciate good action too, especially when you find that nice mix like The Walking Dead has. So we had the action scene where we were trying to track down Glenn and get him back and everything, so I appreciated that one also. And that what a spectacular explosion from episode 6 at the CDC. That was awesome, and especially how Frank brought back the grenade at the end, the grenade that Rick got from the tank from way back during episode 1.
Yeah.
She was able to pull that back. Frank went back to that grenade that Carol found in Rick's pants. So I thought that was an incredible episode as well. We skip it, moving along to season 2. I think that the one that stands out to me was the well walker scene, and the one where I bashed in the zombie's head.
Yeah.
And I like that scene because it was a collaborative effort and ensemble performance. Everybody had an opportunity to work together. I love the one with me and Jeffrey DeMond on the highway because it was my first serious one-on-one interaction. I had some one-on-one interaction with Michael Rooker, who played beautifully Merle in season 1, but it wasn't that long and it wasn't that meaty, I don't think. So that was my first really chance to really sink my teeth into something with Dale in episode 1 of season 2. And then the last one, which was the finale, which I thought was incredible because it goes back to that action again. All those zombies. We had like hundreds of zombies on the set that day, and it was freezing cold. It was like 27 degrees, John, which that's probably nothing to you because I experienced my first serious snow in Kentucky. We had like 3 feet of snow. I'm like, whoa, I'm from Atlanta. What is going on here? So, but it was 27 degrees, and that was a great one too.
When it's all said and done and you're still thinking of The Walking Dead and things like that, what's it mean to you to be part of this huge show like this?
It means that, and I'm so thankful to say that I'm a part of history. I'm a part of something that is this is the biggest show in basic cable television history, and I won't even say not even just basic cable. It's like television here. It's the biggest show on television now, even bigger from what I was told last week or something. I was talking to somebody, I don't know who it was. Was it Chandler's father or Melissa McBride or somebody? Like, no, this is the biggest show on television today because it beats out Sunday Night Football. And, not only is it huge, and I was watching a clip from Jimmy Kimmel last night, and Norman Reedus was on there, and Jimmy was like, yeah, this show is not only huge in America, but it's so huge around the world. I never thought that so much success would come from a show like this. And again, I can't help but to just be grateful and thankful to just have been a part of something like this. I was in Germany last year at a convention, and the Fox channel from Germany, they presented me the European Fox station or whatever. They presented me with this big old plaque or something like that, a memento, talking about how The Walking Dead is the biggest show and all that stuff. And I was like, this is in Germany. This is not in America. We're not in Kentucky or L.A. or New York somewhere. This is right. Germany. So people love and respect it worldwide.
Conventions. What's it mean to you, man, when you're doing conventions and you're seeing all these fans, standing in line for hours to meet you guys?
Mm-hmm. It's an opportunity for me to connect with them, to give love and receive love in return. But it's about inspiring. My thing is, these fans that I see, fans/friends, they may not ever get another opportunity to meet them. I have some people say, "Oh my God, this is my first time meeting a celebrity." I'm like, celebrity? I'm just Irone, aka Robert, which is my birth name, just like them. And it's just that the thing is, I had a dream and I put forth the effort and the work, and it finally paid off for me. And people respect me as such, and I know that I don't take this responsibility lightly. So it's just an opportunity for me to kind of impart some, any type of encouragement that I can, any type of inspiration, and people latch on to it. So that's why I look forward to the conventions more so than anything else. So I look forward to meeting the people so that we can have an experience together, not just an opportunity to sign a picture and say, all right, because I've heard of other people in the industry, they don't even make eye contact with people. They just sign and keep it moving. And I can't imagine being that way because it's not about that for me. It's about connecting and bonding and creating something special that's way bigger than me or them. It's about inspiring humanity.
I've had that happen to me before, and actually have interviewed people and meet them, and it's been done to me. So I know how it feels.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how did you feel about that?
It's like we're the fans. We're here because you're here because of us.
Exactly.
If we're not tuning in, then you're not going to be
and
there.
I think sometimes people forget that,
Yeah.
John. I think people like, look, whether I have a fan or not, things are still going to work out. No, you have to understand that it's the people that make us who we are. If the fans didn't tune in and watch that show, we would be, nobody would know who we are.
Yeah.
So it's my opportunity to give that love back, to say thank you so much for all the love and all the support, and trust me, and I do not take it for granted. So, but thank you for being a fan of the show.
Oh, buddy, I was hooked the very first couple months I saw the previews up, because I said, finally, as a horror fan, we get a series like this. I mean, we've been eating and wanting it, and we got it. So we got it.
Well, I know you are. I know you can't wait until the kind of like the spinoff show comes out, though.
No,
I know you're waiting on that, then, right?
I hope you're in this. Hint, hint.
Well, you never know. I haven't been cast yet, but anything could happen, and I'm staying in close touch with everybody from AMC and all the producers, so anything could happen. We'll see. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
That's exactly right. Are you working on anything new these days?
I have my one-man show, and again, it goes back to, like I said, that bond and that connection that I get from fans when I'm out and about. That's what this show gives me an opportunity to do. It's entitled Blindsided by The Walking Dead, based on my two biggest projects, which it was another godsend, The Blind Side with Sandra Bullock. I don't know if you've ever watched that movie.
I sure have.
Okay, but those are my two biggest projects, and The Blind Side went on to get nominated for an Oscar, and it was my first major production. It was my first Hollywood production. Before that, I had done so many indie, small budget projects, and I did The Blind Side, and it just kind of blew up. Next thing you know, they're showing me at the Oscars opposite Sandra Bullock in the clip that they used to nominate her for an Oscar. So after that, my career just started rolling. And I used that movie, and I combined it with The Walking Dead to come up with the title, and because it's a catchy title, I felt like. But it depicts my life story, the stage play. Also, it's a book, so I constantly do book signings and stuff like that. I'm doing that, which the book is called Blindsided of The Walking Dead, and the stage play is based on that. But it depicts my life story growing up destitute and, living in poverty, growing up in the inner city in the projects, and overcoming such tremendous odds to end up at the University of Georgia, where I played football and graduated from there with a dual degree in theater and speech communications, and went on to subsequently land The Blind Side and all the other stuff to follow, and eventually ending up with The Walking Dead. So I tell my story in hopes that it would inspire people, to let them know that no matter what you're going through, it's not the end of the world.
Exactly.
There's a bright light at the end of that tunnel. You're in that tunnel right now, and I try to express that to certain people, and I feel certain energy when I meet certain people. I'm saying, okay, well, maybe this is an opportunity for me to probably talk to this person a little more, because that's what I do. I just try to tap into their energy. They tap into mine, and we connect. So I say, this is not the end of the world, and this is what I do through my show also. And that's what my show does. It tells people it's not the end of the world. Just never quit, never give up, always believe, and always live your life with the purpose. Understand what that purpose is, and pursue it with everything you got. Never give up, and always believe in God, and know that there's a better day. But faith without works is dead. So we're definitely going to have to put in the work, if we're trying to reach or achieve that vision that God has given us. Exactly. So I say all of that, I sum it all up in like an hour, 45 minutes on the stage, and I play 20 different characters, and I dance, I do some rap, I do some poetry, I do some drama, I do some stand-up comedy. It's like everything rolled into one, and there's something in there for everybody, because the messages are so universal, and the ultimate message in there is truth and love. John, it states that we can't accomplish anything in this world without each other. We can't do it by ourselves, and the only way we're going to do that is to respect and love one another and treat each person as if they are our very own brother or sister. Yeah. So that's what the show is about. But then there are funny moments. You're going to laugh like crazy. You're going to probably cry a lot. You're going to get a little angry maybe. You're going to be a little bit disturbed or a little uncomfortable. So I have it all in that show.
I've done a lot of interviews, but, man, this interview's got a lot of energy through it, and thank you, man. This has been really good.
Thank you, Brother John. I really appreciate you. Thank you for the call, and I appreciate your energy. And hopefully, we'll be able to meet each other out and about at a convention, or who knows.
Yeah,
but I wish you all the best with the show. I want to give my love to everybody that's listening to us right now. I love you guys. Keep truth and love in your heart. Everything else will work out. Just do your part. That's my thing. It's all about just doing my part. That's it. I can't do everybody else's part. I can only do my part, and I'll continue to do that. And I hope you all do the same. Love you guys.
Irone, how can people stay in touch with you and see what conventions you're doing and plus other things? How can they do that?
Oh, I'm on. I have my website, which is ironesingleton.com. I have basically, people can type in IRONE, and everything should come up. My Twitter page, is Irone Singleton. My Facebook page, although I'm mostly on Twitter, more so than Facebook these days. So those three outlets right there, Twitter, Facebook, and my website, they can go there to find out everything I have going on.
Before I let you go, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Hello, this is Irone Singleton, a.k.a. T-Dog from The Walking Dead. You're listening to the BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. You got some music coming up. Thank you, Irone. I appreciate it, brother.
Brother, hey, much love to you. All the best, John.
Later, man.
Take care. All right, bye-bye.
Everybody stick around. We got some more music coming up from all the Halloween stuff that we got going on here from BODS Mayhem Hour. And you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and Uber City Radio. I want to thank Mr. Irone Singleton from The Walking Dead for being on the show this evening. Thanks, guys.
Now hear them